Can you start a conversation without even saying a word? Can you finish what you started? Then you're a brunette, too. Trust Raquel. Stay true to yourself with True Brunette. Shampoo and hair color by Clairol. When you got a good thing going, make the most of it. Do you sometimes play hard to get, but he catches you anyway? When you're taken by surprise, do you have a few surprises of your own? Sometimes, I like to make the first move. And the second. Do you? Then you're brunette, too. Trust Raquel. Stay true to yourself with True Brunette. A shampoo and hair color by Clairol. When you got a good thing going, make the most of it.
I don't think it's fun to get old, but I think the experience of life is wonderful. I don't know how I'll react to a lot of wrinkles.
Dice que no sabe cómo reaccionará a las arrugas.
Miss Raquel Welch.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. It's really a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you.
I was in conversation with my guest backstage, and I'd have been out here a lot sooner. Very nice to see you. I don't really know what to say in introducing the lady who's here tonight, or today, or this morning, or whenever you get us. She's someone that when you meet, you are surprised about. I know that when I first met her, I expected a kind of taffy-headed sex doll. And I found that she's not that at all, to my tremendous disappointment. But I was younger then, and I'm much more mature now and able to appreciate her for what she is. A very good actress and a lady with a head on her shoulders. Where else? Would you welcome, please, Raquel Welch. Something like that. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it did.
Oh, okay. I hope I get points for not kissing you. I read that there's still too much kissing on television and
really?
talk shows and panel shows and so on. And
Would you welcome Raquel Welch?
Everything ends, and everyone gets to be 40 and 50 and 60. What do you want? Do you want to grow up like
Never,
Mae West?
sweetheart.
Or
Not this one. I'm not going.
what would you like your public personality, at least, to be 10 or 15 years from now?
Oh, well, if I could be Katharine Hepburn or somebody like that, I'd just die to do that. But I don't have any hopes of being Katharine Hepburn. I mean, how do I look? You know what I mean?
I like it. I love it.
I don't know. What can I say? What can you do with an old sex symbol anyway? Rise up, it turns into a prune. You get it lifted once, maybe twice. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get there, honestly.
How did you feel when you passed 30? I know how I felt. How did you feel?
You son of a...
Was that a bad question?
Yeah, if it weren't television, I'd flip you the old wazoo. Now, I am sitting here talking with one of the all-time chauvinist pigs. And a Latin chauvinist pig at that, wouldn't you know it? And the Latins are really diehards in the chauvinist category. Wow, I don't think I don't know. My father's bleeding Bolivian. I told him he only had me on the show because Vicky Carr couldn't come.
Tito Puente.
And I said, please don't play Tico Tico Talk at my interview. Tico Tico, ay, ay, ay,
Did you ever project ahead? What would you like to be doing? Did you ever look ahead, or do you just live day to day? What would you like to be doing 20 years from now? How do you see yourself 20 years from now?
20
Yeah.
years from now. I don't know.
You'll be 47.
Yeah. No, actually, you know, I had my 40th birthday.
Yeah, it was in the paper.
And
I don't know. That was
You're
not...
a fine-looking 40-year-old woman.
Well, just, you know, now don't...
I didn't mean that as chauvinism. I just said you were...
Now, this kind of thing is like faint praise, first of all, and secondly,
You
it's
love
like...
it.
No,
They're just
no, it's
applauding.
like, you know...
They're really applauding your bones, that's all. It's bone structure.
It's the bones,
It's
you
the
think?
bones, yes.
Well, anyhow, what I...
Isn't that what they always say when somebody, they have fine,
Great bones.
Fine
chic or
bones,
fine bone
yes.
structure? But her bones were put together so much better than our bones.
Well, I hope that all the
And the
rest...
bone covering was done well. The covering of the bones.
We're in a silly mood tonight. Anyway, can you visualize and project ahead?
Actually, I can, because, you know, it's funny. I recently, I can even mention this network, actually did a movie for this network, which I think...
You played an Indian, an
Yeah,
elderly...
I played an Indian. It's a sort of dramatic saga that's 2.5 hours long, which I guess once they figure themselves out over there, somebody will make a decision. It'll be on this fall.
Yeah.
But it's funny because in the epilogue of the piece, there's about 3 minutes where I play myself at not myself, but I play this Indian woman, all weathered and beaten down at 70 years old, a kind of survivor of the Battle of Little Bighorn.
Right.
And it's kind of relaxing.
So you get
the
to play
day that I
somebody
got
70?
all that stuff put on my face, you know, it was so relaxing. It was like all wizened up and sort of, and I don't know, I just thought, this ain't bad at all, you know? It's kind of peaceful.
Yeah,
But you didn't say, I can't wait. For the wrinkles to
I want to be like this tomorrow.
That is not altogether, that's not altogether true. That is not
I know what you're
altogether
saying.
true. I guess it's because, you know...
Well, most people would like to live to be 70 and be in good health and everything, so there's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted
Yes,
to
that's true.
fantasize ahead.
I don't expect to be sort of going off into the sunset in the bugle-beaded gown. No, I
Right.
don't expect that. And I don't want it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you know, I could write, I could produce, I could do a lot of things, and I could just not do any of that, too.
Have you written your
And I think I
autobiography
could
at all?
be-
Do you ever sit down and written
No.
Doesn't
I'm not
appeal to you?
Actually, it doesn't appeal to me at all, but I mean, I suppose if they offer you big enough money, I mean, you do it.
Oh, yes.
You know. I don't know, it doesn't appeal to me an awful lot. I tell you the truth, one time somebody did start to make some notes about my life and about my parents, my childhood and everything. And they got into great detail about my parents and things. And when I started to read it, I said, I don't know, I don't like this. It was a real invasion.
Yeah.
Because it was so impersonal.
Are you
And I
basically
thought, I don't want this.
Are you basically a private person? I mean, you don't
want
like people?
this. Yeah, I think I am basically a kind of private person, but I'm also kind of a kid at heart, and I guess that's why I still, you know, get excited and nervous and enthusiastic about being in this business, you know, because I can remember when I was thinking it was the greatest thing, and, you know, that...
And here you are.
Yeah, and that part of it doesn't go away.
I want to congratulate you on having weathered your 40th birthday so marvelously. Now, years ago, it would have been devastating for people to know that an actress was 40. They just never, ever became that age.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you seem to have made no bones about it.
Well, you see, I admitted to it in a moment of weakness. I really did, you know.
Yeah.
I should have had my head examined, I guess. But really, I thought I was feeling so terrific, and I'd gone to Chicago. You want to hear the whole story
Sure.
of this thing?
Sure.
Okay, I went to Chicago to be photographed by a very particularly wonderful photographer by the name of Victor Scribneski, who I refer to as Screb.
Uh-huh.
And Screb was there, and he shot these wonderful pictures, and we had a delightful afternoon in the photo studio. And I had not been in Chicago since I was born there at 2 years old. And so after we finished the photo session, we were feeling kind of happy and everything about the way everything had gone. And I sat down and I...
Stop you for just a second. You were born at 2 years old?
No, did it sound like I was born...
It sounded
sort
like
of-
you were born at 2 years old, and I know that you've made
I was
medical history in
prefabbed
other
and I
ways.
just came out.
Yeah, okay. So you were born there
Persnickety, aren't
and then lived there until you were 2 years old.
Yes. I just... It didn't make grammatical sense.
I didn't mind it a bit.
Anyway,
Carry
I
on.
was there.
Carry on.
And after the session, I said to Victor, you know, I haven't been here since I was 2 years old. I was born here, but I haven't been back since I was 2 years old in Chicago. And my birthday is coming up, and, you know, it's kind of nice to be able to
don't look at me that way, to be in Chicago and to see how terrific the city is. It kind of makes me feel good. And he said, really, my dear? Oh, that's amazing. And I said, yes, and we left. And several weeks later, he called up and he said, listen, I'd like to do an exhibit of all the photos that we've taken because I think they're glorious. And if it would be all right with you, since it's in Chicago and everything, I would like to call them your birthday photos. Would you object?
Sounds harmless.
Yeah, didn't it? And so I said to myself, well, gee, I feel terrific, and I didn't think so much, you know, about a traumatic event of being 40 and that it was causing any great sort of problems for me. And I just felt good about everything in my life. Had just been recently married, and I thought, you know, maybe it's just silly to react in the same way that an actress would usually react, as though it was professional suicide, to talk about her age, and just kind of say, well, yes, it's fine, because it is absolutely fine. And then I got asked about it a lot, you know, and I had really not an awful lot to say about it.
There's not a lot you can do about it. But
no,
some people, it's a hammer blow to so many people.
I think it's a question of...
if you were 39A or 39B, or rather,
like a bra size,
rather than 40, it wouldn't mean so much. And there must be a joke about one of the few women whose measurement has finally become her age or something, but I'm certainly not going to be the one.
That is not even true.
It's not even fun. No,
it turns out.
It's neither accurate nor funny. There's so much humor these days. But
I'd rather you kissed me than jokes like that, actually.
You'll go that far.
I would.
Well, now they're sitting there saying, what's he going to do now?
No,
But I would like to...
There's an apprehension about each year, you know, especially in this society, a kind of an apprehension about becoming 40. And I think the thought of it is much worse than the actual fact, because it's just really another day, and you're not cognizant of it. And
But it's that decade, it's that zero after it. If you went from 39 to 41, you'd feel fine. But to go to 40, somehow the zeros have a magic impact.
I think it's a media madness in this country that age is looked upon in that particular way. I think it's made over-important. And then the other thing that they do is that once somebody's got a brain in their head and they're a person of maturity, or even elderly people, they're sort of discounted. And I think that's a big sickness for the society, really, for Americans, because I think those are the people who can really teach us something and tell us something and, you know, really balance off the sort of big, you know, the youth of the country and of the world. And I think it's silly to discount people. Absolutely. And of course it is a bit chauvinistic to start discounting a woman just when all the sort of the head and the body come together at one time, which is usually what happens in the late 30s and 40s, I'd say.
Why in the world would someone in your position, an actress, a sex symbol, announce to the world that you're turning 40?
I haven't made a hoo-ha. Everybody else is making a hoo-ha. All I said to Screb, Victor Skrebneski, was, you know, I would be happy to come to the exhibit, you know, and that he could call them my birthday photos, you know.
What has been your reaction to them? Not furor, but everyone talking about it.
Well, I thought about it because I thought to myself, well, it seemed a good idea at the time, you know. I mean, why be self-conscious about it? And then secondly, you know, I thought, well, maybe it's kind of a dumb thing to do, give up a woman's prerogative, you know, to not tell her real age and
you can't be 39 anymore now, you know.
Well, I never was. I don't think ever 39, was I? Maybe I was. Was that last year?
Or maybe
actually, I am 39 right now. I won't be 40 until the 5th of September. But I think the thing is that I got to the point where I said, well, you know, it's such a nice time for me that why should I be self-conscious about it, you know? So if I can try to, you know, relax about it and everything, maybe the whole point will be that maybe other women will sort of relax about it too.
Most women think
I
40
feel
is the
very
beginning of the end.
Terrific. I don't think that's true. I think that people put that on them, you see. I don't
Make
think
them believe that old is bad rather than beautiful.
Well, 40 isn't exactly old, you know. It's like twice as good as 20.
You said before that you don't want to be 16 or even 25 again.
I don't think I'd like to be, because I really have had it with that part, you know. And I sort of have lived that, you know. This is exciting to be alive.
Why is now better than that?
Well, because now is always the most exciting moment, isn't it? I hope.
don't know.
No, yeah, now is always the thing that's happening, and I think that
30
people...
was traumatic. 30
Traumatic?
was very, very traumatic. I mean, I said, my God, I'm not young anymore.
Why?
I don't know, but that was always difficult. That was some kind of
I think
plateau.
you're
Was
making
there
a
ever
big
plateau?
hoo-ha about it. If you're going to carry on this entire interview about that, I think we're off on a silly premise, because I am, you know, I feel terrific, and I think that being my age, which happens to be 40, is terrific. And I think that being asked about it overly much and made into a serious, heavy statement about it is kind of the pits, you know. But
you look terrific and sound wonderful and are improving as an actress. How long do you want to continue?
Not forever. I said in another interview today, and I'll repeat it, I do not want to be one of these ladies that fades away into the sunset in a sequin dress, you know, in a bugle bead dress. I just don't think that it's interesting. So I don't know. I figure that I'll see what comes along, and I'll see if it's interesting. I think the most exciting thing is that it does seem as though things are coming together now, and I'll be able to do things that I, you know, will really be, for me, satisfying. Then I don't think I'm going to feel that I want to, you know, continue to be in front of the camera for just, you know, into infinity. You know, who needs it?
What do you feel at this point in your life? I mean, you've never made a secret about your age. You're in your middle 40s. Is there any pain in the middle 40s? Anything you don't like about this part of your life?
Just about everything. I think it's a particularly gruesome time. You know, it's funny. I don't think that there's any particular perfect age. I think every single age has its advantages and its disadvantages. I think there's an awful lot of advantages for a woman in this time in history to be in her middle 40s, because you have all your marbles together in one bucket, so to speak. You've got the whole kit, and you haven't fallen apart yet, so it's still working. On the other hand, I don't, you know, it is more of a struggle to keep the physical side together. And there, in our society particularly, the sort of tick, tick, tick of the clock is sort of omnipresent, and really, you know, after a while it becomes so wearing, you know, that you just sort of but finally, you have to just ignore it. You know, there's nothing else to do but to have a good sense of humor about it and accept it. Because you are what you are. I mean, I have a daughter who is, you know...
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. Ooh. And I think it was a wonderful thing that I had this daughter, Tawny, as everybody knows, from Cocoon. And
loved her in that.
Because it reminded me all these years that I was not a young thing, that indeed... I was getting older, and that I was passing through a different time in my life. So it hasn't come as a big surprise to me suddenly, like, Raquel, you're here. It's like, I knew that was happening. I could see, you know. I know the difference between 19 and 47. And, you know, it doesn't frighten me, you know. The only thing that I think is scary ever is that you have so many things to do in your life, and you want to be able to do as many of them as possible while you're in your prime.
Raquel Welch is 48 today, which means that she's actually growing as she gets older.
What does that mean? I saw that today, and I thought, what does that mean?
I asked for the hidden meaning, and, like, she is still growing.
Meaning, I suppose that would be some sexist remark from a news writer, meaning her bosoms.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think that's disgusting.
But Raquel doesn't mind, because that's part of the business, and she certainly plays on it, and she's made a lot of money out of it.
That's true.
So
I'd like to be part of the business myself, I don't know.
Coming up, the name of the ageless beauty who was once a shocking cave woman. What star wore a fur bikini in 1 million years BC? The answer's coming up in today's birthdays. Who wore a fur bikini in 1 million years BC? Raquel Welch, and she's 55.
Looking gorgeous at 58 years of age. Now she's launched a signature collection of designer wigs and extensions, products she proudly wears herself.
Well, I'd like long hair, but I'd like short hair. Well, I'd like straight hair, but I'd also like curly hair. Well, I mean, I would be spending so much time all the time just on hair alone that, well, what kind of a life would I have? So I have resorted to wearing wigs.
Ripe to turn her beauty secret into a business. For fun, she took me to her bedroom to try on a few.
God, it's really freaky. Oh, I feel very bizarre. I don't know. Oh, this is pretty wild for me. Well, is it happening? I think that one of the reasons wigs are so in now is because they've progressed so much since, you know, a few years ago. I mean, you never had a synthetic fiber that was as cool as that. I mean, it was all clubby and clunky.
It looked like plastic.
And you know, they didn't shine, so if you were wearing one, people would go, oh, she got something on her head,
They were too shiny.
So, but I mean, people say to me, I didn't know Raquel wore wigs. And you know, I've worn them to the Tony Awards and to all of these big events, and people don't even know that I have them on. Can you imagine? I mean, it used to be that really, you just, you know, you couldn't be considered desirable or anything past the age of 40. I mean, it was just over for you. And now, because of the fitness revolution and because of all the many new things that women have to play with, I mean, you can really have a much longer peak in longevity, and you can have a great quality life for pretty much all of it. And come up, same way you went down, inhale. And arms down to the side. How you doing? I've been practicing yoga since I was 35, so I think that's one of the reasons I've been able to enjoy the kind of longevity that I have, is because of that practice, which is a very spiritual practice. When I was really younger and I started out in this business, and I could not understand why achieving the American dream, so to speak, as far as a girl was concerned, wouldn't make me happy. I had all this struggle and this searching and this sort of apology for who I was, and oh, maybe I should be different, and why this, and finally I got this, I had this connection to the yoga, and suddenly this whole thing opened up, and it was as though there was this block there. I mean, I could do without the wig, and I could do without the makeup and all the rest of it, but I couldn't, I think, really get up every morning and not have the knowledge that I have this connection to the spiritual self.
Anyone can get that Hollywood look, and Raquel Welch has lent her name to a line of wigs.
I think it's fun to have different looks. I mean, to change your mood and change your hairdo is a lot easier than changing your man.
Raquel is keeping herself busy with a hair-raising project, a line of wigs inspired by the sexy screen legend, guaranteed to be a flattering fashion accessory.
I've been wearing wigs for years and years. If you have a bad hair day, or if you come out of your workout class like I do every day, and your hair is all matted down and frizzy and all of this can be a lifesaver. Really, hair is like a big, big deal. I mean, just ask Monica Lewinsky. And when I pass a wig salon now, I sort of go, ooh, you know, that wig would look great with this outfit.
Donning the deceptive dues herself, Welch confesses she's even fooled her fiancé.
He said, wow, you look so great. What did you do? I said, it's a wig. He said, get out. I said, it is, and it really is. I said, he said, oh, gosh. He says, you look great. Shall I pull over?
Pull over. Raquel's new collection of wigs and hair additions can be found now in salons and selected department stores.
Which actress auditioned for the role of Marianne on Gilligan's Island?
That's Raquel Welch, who turns 60 today.
This lady will be 61 years old in September. She should be proud of that, because you absolutely look amazing. Do you still feel
Thank you.
When people look at you, they talk, they say Raquel Welch too. Are you shocked they still think sex symbol?
Oh, you know, I think it's kind of flattering, but, you know, that kind of thing is totally over for me. I don't relate.
No, you don't feel it at all.
Oh, no, I never did. You know, that was one of the sort of...
Come on, you never did?
No, no. Actually, I think it was one of the probably loveliest and most glamorous and rather fortunate misunderstandings that ever happened.
Explain.
Well, you know, I think I was just not, you know, brought up to be, with my family background and my nature, to be a sex symbol. I'm sort of the original reluctant sex symbol.
Now in her 60s, Raquel Welch can still fit the image she both created and fought. And her 61st birthday, September 5th, is less than a month away.
The morning of September 5th, you'll turn on the radio, you'll hear a disc jockey read happy...
You know what is it about... In the United States, there's nothing that is more gleeful and exciting than an aging sex symbol having another birthday.
You know, what is wrong with being an adult woman? I mean, I think that this is a great thing. I think it's a fun thing. I've already done the other thing. It doesn't hold a lot of real interest for me.
Which star of Legally Blonde won 3 beauty pageants when she was 18? Is it Reese Witherspoon, Selma Blair, or Raquel Welch? Your answer is next in the E.T. Birthday.
Throwing an E.T. birthday bash today, which star of Legally Blonde won 3 beauty pageants when she was 18?
That's Raquel Welch, and today she's 62.
Do blondes have more fun? Well, today they do.
Raquel
It's a blonde, it's a brunette, it's a redhead. It's Raquel Welch wigging out at a photo shoot for her wigs and hair extensions. The Insider found the 60-year-old stunner looking lovelier than ever, taking pictures for her company, which she says is a cut above as the #1 wig line in the world. As for the real color of Raquel's hair, the Insider understands it's to die for.
Anniversaire d'aujourd'hui, laquelle de ces 3 stars a refusé le rôle titre dans le film Barbarella que Jane Fonda a finalement joué?
Est-ce Raquel Welch qui vient de se casser un bras dans un accident de la route, Jacqueline Bisset ou Cher? La réponse et plus encore après la pause.
L'anniversaire du jour, qui a refusé le rôle titre dans Barbarella que Jane Fonda a finalement joué, bien c'est Raquel Welch qui fête aujourd'hui ses 63 ans avec un bras dans le plâtre, semble-t-il, et aucun lien de parenté avec les jus Welch.
C'est tout pour cette semaine.
Oui, c'est
J'ai vraiment l'impression que c'est une bonne chose.
Ça va être une bonne fin de semaine.
What businesses are you in?
Well, I'm in the entertainment business, of
No, but I mean,
course.
you have
and
products.
yeah, well, I'm wearing a wig from my wig line, the Raquel Welch wig collection. And
Is it sold in
this
stores?
is the well, you have to call an 800 number. I wish I had it for you.
You can look it up in the Raquel Welch collection.
Yes, you can look it up on the internet. Yes,
Right.
the Raquel Welch collection.
And you can call 800 information to give it to you.
Oh, great, thanks.
You make wigs and what else?
I don't make wigs,
I know,
but
I
I have a collection of wigs.
You're not at home.
And I think they're very cool and,
They're
and hip
terrific.
and happening. And this is the 6th year. And I tell you, the great thing about the wig collection is not only do I wear them and are they cool looking and fun and the best wigs in the world. They're international, by the way. You know, they go to all countries all over the world. But there is an aspect of it that is really kind of heartwarming for me, and that is that I get so many letters, not only from girls who are wearing wigs just as fashion, you know, for fashion, like so many women do, but from those women out there that have suffered some form of cancer or chemotherapy, and they have written me these letters that are so beautiful that it's like for them to be able to find something that's natural and makes them feel pretty and attractive and like women again.
Is it real hair?
No,
Not
no,
really?
this is acrylic hair. And
Boy, it looks great.
no, but you know what's cool about acrylic hair is if you have a real hair wig, you have to have a trainer. In other words, you have to wash it and set it and do all of this. But the acrylic stuff, it keeps its shape and its color really well. So you can like throw it in a suitcase inside out.
Raquel Welch has a secret.
I'm wearing a wig too, see?
How the 70s sex symbol is changing the lives of women fighting cancer.
Being around these kind of people, it's a gift to me.
Her emotional labor of love, next.
Off-screen, with more than $500 million in sales, Raquel's signature wig line has proven she has got a head for business, too.
Years ago, we started this whole program where we would donate over $1 million worth of wigs to women suffering from hair loss because of chemotherapy, alopecia, all kinds of different things. Oh, it was such a great thing, you know, to do for them to be able to find something that's natural and makes them feel pretty, active, and like women again. There was a young girl, like 19 years old, who had completely bald, and she had hair like yours, like long blonde before. I said, we've got something for you. And she was just so delighted, you know. Beauty comes in all shapes and sizes and colors and ethnicities. And I do think that everyone ought to embrace how they are really and let their style and their lifestyle and everything express who they are.
Raquel Welch is about to turn 65. That's right, an amazing thing when you see how she looks today. The mother of all sex symbols reveals her new $1 million makeover and opens up about plastic surgery and aging in Hollywood.
I can't believe it. I mean, they're like 25, 30-year-old actresses going and doing major stuff to themselves. It's like, you know, what is going on?
Looking absolutely like no senior citizen I've ever seen before, Raquel knows a thing or two about aging gracefully in Hollywood.
I started telling my age when I was about 40. And, well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. It's kind of a big no-no in Hollywood. And actually, it's cost me a fair amount of parts, I have to say.
It has been nearly 40 years since the girl in the fur bikini took Hollywood by storm. And today, thanks to a regimen of yoga, exercise, and diet, she still looks gorgeous and very outspoken about Hollywood's obsession with staying young.
I don't want a monkey on my back saying that I'm not okay, I'm not attractive, and just because I'm a certain number.
Another secret to Raquel's timeless look is her line of wigs. And to celebrate her upcoming birthday, she decided to give the gift of a new look to some very deserving women, all who have lost their hair while battling cancer.
I'm in stage 1 of ovarian cancer. I've been through chemo and radiation. I go through radiation every day.
Raquel has donated more than $1 million worth of wigs to the American Cancer Society. And for these recipients who have endured chemotherapy and radiation, the simple act of putting on a wig has proven to be good medicine.
I've been bald for a long time now, and you feel like a boy. You don't really have your femininity, so putting on these wigs and getting this makeover is just an extraordinary thing for a cancer patient.
Well, I cried. Because I came in here looking one way and just walked out looking totally different.
I love it. It's wispy, it's fun, it's silly, and it's sort of like me.
What kind of hair do you want for your wig?
At just 15, Sarah Weichel has already been through 8 chemotherapy treatments.
She used to have long blonde hair down to here, and she said she really felt bad the day that it all had to come off. And so we got her a nice long blonde wig, and well, I think, you know, the expression on her face was worth everything. I always like a little softness around the face, so that if you have some, oh, that's going to be hot, look.
Yeah. I do have some of my wigs of my own. I have my own hair that I made into a wig before I lost it. This is by far my nicest wig.
To thank her for all she does, Dr. Christy Russell of the American Cancer Society gave Raquel a framed ad she made back in the 1970s. More on Raquel's line of wigs can be found by clicking onto ET Online, powered by Yahoo Entertainment.
This is a gift. Being around these kind of people is, I don't want to sound like a Pollyanna, but it's a gift to me. They just bring me up.
Happy birthday to you.
Raquel's 65th birthday, by the way, is September 5th. You blow out those candles, girl.
Well, it's the 65 big ones here.
On behalf of the staff and volunteers of the American Cancer Society, I would like to thank Raquel Welch for her continuing commitment to the Society's mission. From 1976, when she served as the Society's National Crusade Chairperson, to the last few years when she's donated wigs through the Raquel Welch Signature Collection, Ms. Welch has helped the Society reach out to cancer patients and their families and friends with both life-saving information and products to help them cope with the devastating effects of this disease. We know that Ms. Welch has experienced through family members and I'm sure multiple friends how difficult it is for women to lose their hair while undergoing cancer treatment. Through her $65,000 wig donation today and her generous donations of the last 2 years, more than 14,000 women have been able to feel more beautiful. Ms. Welch wigs have already been distributed to women nationwide who need them through the Society's offices and have helped these women cope with their disease and help give them a better quality of life. Once again, on behalf of all these women, we wish to thank you and wish you a very happy and beautiful birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Raquel.
Oh, thank you, Christine. Dr. Russell, thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be able to make this small contribution to these fabulous, courageous, and beautiful women who I've met here today, only a few of them. Oh, God bless them all. They're really something so special. They uplift me.
Well, what we're doing here today is celebrating Raquel's 65th birthday, and we're doing it in a very, very special way. Over the last few years, Hair You Wear has donated, on behalf of Raquel, millions of dollars in wigs to the American Cancer Society, specifically for those women that, well, frankly, can't necessarily afford the type of quality wig that we make with Raquel Welch. And so what's more natural than for Raquel's 65th birthday to donate another $65,000 worth of wigs and kind of just keep the good feelings going.
Today is a very special day for our company. We're very excited to be here and to be a part of a very, very special event along with the American Cancer Society. It's really important to realize that we understand what women with illness-related hair loss are going through and the challenges it poses in their already challenged lives. And this is why this is so exciting for us as a company, that we're able to partner with an esteemed organization as the American Cancer Society and do some wonderful things for a lot of wonderful women.
We would like to extend a special thanks to NAMIs and all of the Raquel Welch Star Pro retailers. They're a part of all of this. Without them, our company would not be what it is. And thank you.
Raquel felt it was time to turn her energies outward. She lobbied for the American Cancer Society as National Crusade Chairman. She met with President Ford at the White House and used her celebrity status to raise funds.
It's part of giving back. And the fact that you can do something good just by being who you are is a great thing.
Raquel Welch at 66.
It's Raquel Welch, still sexy at 66 as E.T.'s countdown to the Golden Globe.
My New York City sit down with a 66-year-old bombshell. That's right, me and Raquel Welch.
The 66-year-old beauty. Raquel clearly still sizzles with her fabulous face and killer body. She is sultry as ever.
I feel terrific, but I do not feel like 19, 25, 30, 35, 40, or 45, or even 50. I don't. I feel much, much older.
Of course, millions of fans remember this Raquel. Cave woman never looked so good.
Yes, I too had the poster. I know you want it to go away, but I will never get that image out of my mind.
Last night, I led the toast in her honor and confessed my true crush.
You are absolutely stunning and beautiful, and you take all of our breaths away.
Raquel's glamour is timeless, and she told me about how plastic surgery is no big deal.
Everybody can have Botox and plastic surgery and collagen. Everybody can have that. It's just a different age now.
Hard to believe that Raquel once felt that she didn't fit the definition of beauty.
I will never be, you know, one of those great blonde bombshells like Marilyn Monroe.
You were the first Ugly Betty, weren't you?
I was.
But there's no secret to her beauty.
There isn't a secret. It's all a lot of things that are thrown into the same bucket and stirred up, and we hope we like what you see.
The red love. Oh, she is so beautiful.
And, you know, my attitude about myself and my life has changed so much since I was a young girl.
Do you tell your age, Raquel? Do you tell your age?
I'm 66 years old.
Wow. And I will be 45 in March.
March. I'll be 45 in March.
I suddenly lost my tongue.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Why is it that people don't like to tell their age? Seriously.
Are you glad that you told it when you were 40? Because you
Yes.
did.
You know, I did that because I thought it's very funny. Everyone's so scared to tell their age at 40. And I thought, I feel great. Why not announce it? Because it kind of is like, hey, you know, I'm doing okay at 40.
That's what I think. I think, you know,
the point.
What is the point?
The point is that the only way to age gracefully in this business is to die young. That's it.
And you know what?
And they will keep you from work if you're too old, and that's the reason.
I think it is important that we do honor and celebrate our age at every age. But you got a little bit of a backlash when you came out at 40.
I did, because everything seemed to be working great for me. And then there was a little altercation with me in a studio. And big Hollywood no-no, because after I said I was 40, boy, I mean, that was like career suicide. Really? Everybody was like, well, you know, we can't really, you know, hire you because there is nothing for you.
Right. Don't you find with this day and age, Raquel, whether or not you say it, people can Google it. It's not like they can't find out anymore. It used to be your publicist could lie and nobody knew, but now you can look up the age of anyone online.
Really can. But this was actually before Google's.
Right, exactly.
You know, so that's like 25 years ago.
Right.
So 26 years ago.
Yeah.
So we weren't Googling so much then.
And when you said you were 40, then it was revolutionary, right? No one had really done it. Nobody had come out and said...
I went to the place I was born, which is Chicago, and I had this sort of little, somebody took my portrait to show how I was hanging together still at 40. And I thought to myself, you know, 40 isn't old. No. And I think that that's a terrible kind of propaganda. 40 is not old, 45 isn't old, 50 isn't old. Well, 50, okay.
Do you talk 50 is half a century. That is a little scary.
I don't think that's old. Do you talk about these things? I know you just did a convention recently. You spoke to people about aging gracefully. Are these the things you tell them, or there's more like specific things to do? How do you, like, what's your secret?
Well, it was AARP, which is, of course, American.
Good for you.
Yeah. No, I actually did that. I thought I didn't even, you know, I thought I would never do anything like that. I might not even want to be associated with American Association of Retired People.
Yes.
You know, it's like, ooh, you know. No, we don't want to have any association with that, especially in Hollywood. But, you know, I thought I should talk to them about my own personal experiences of turning 50, you know, when the hormonal thing changes. And you can sort of feel, you know, the estrogen draining out of you.
You certainly can, and I'm there now. It started for me. I'm in the Perry, yes. The sheets are wet every night. I'm flashing right now. Yeah, it's not fun.
Are you right now?
No, people never tell you, like, women don't tell each other, you know, it's a nightmare, menopause, isn't it?
Well, it's 50,
it's not that bad.
50 is the acid test, and then when you hit 60, there's another whole slide down.
Really?
And no,
Kelly and I are getting very excited about the future at this moment.
What's the good part about it? That's a good part about getting older.
Well,
you're smarter. You know more. You can tell people things that they haven't even thought of. That's the good thing.
That is true. Yeah, and it is a reality check. And I've learned that sometimes reality can be a wonderful and miraculous and fascinating thing.
Yes.
I mean, it really can be.
So this is what 69 looks like. Bring it on. Welcome, Raquel Welch. Goodness. Oh, thank you. Whoa-wee. Well, this is the question. Do you feel as good as you look?
Rarely.
Rarely. Yeah.
But let's talk about, because you're very honest in the book, talking about how difficult it is to sort of have that image of the sex symbol and then age in Hollywood, which, by the way, you've done fabulously, but you say it's not easy.
Well, yeah, because what happens is that they really kind of make you obsolete when you hit 40, which is totally ridiculous.
So were you afraid of getting older?
Totally. I mean, to be an aging sex symbol is not exactly a big
Really?
Oh, no.
One of the things that you say in Beyond the Cleavage that I thought was really, you know, spot on, you say, old is the last remaining dirty word.
That's right.
For a woman.
Totally. Yeah.
Yes, that old is the last remaining dirty word for a woman. Yeah. What you actually say is that you can be called a hoe,
You can be called a
porno slut.
A porno slut. You can be called everything, and none of that means anything anymore except if you're called old.
If you're called old, you feel like it's over.
It's over.
Yeah. Because I personally have found, and I had to discover it, that as I got older and after 50 and after I survived menopause, coming out the other side of it, I actually felt like, oh my God, this is a new time. This is like an awakening. I'm coming into the light. I get myself now. Oh, hello, Raquel. You're like that and like that, aren't you? Because when I started out in the business, and when everybody starts out in life, you know, you're not mature. You're just trying things the best way you can.
Now, you say on page 45 here, there's no question that the battle against aging truly begins in earnest at the crucial point of menopause. In retrospect, everything leading up to that moment seems like a cakewalk to me. The expression change of life is an understatement. Until I hit 50, I was feeling pretty cocky. Then I hit a brick wall.
I mean, I didn't know what happened to me. I was hit sidewise.
Tell us what happened, what you felt like.
You know, I didn't really realize what was going on. A lot of things happened. I used to find myself just down on the floor in a corner, crying my eyes out. And at the same time,
Because you lost your keys, is what you said, and you'd be crying over losing your keys.
Yeah, I mean, it was like over nothing. I go, why am I crying? I can't stop. I'm
Had
hysterical.
anybody told you anything about it? Because this is what I think. Nobody talks about it because everybody is so afraid of it or so embarrassed about it. Nobody talks about it. So women are not prepared for it.
I think that you're totally right there. I really do. Very little was said to me and other women.
To be honest with you, I think that as you age, you really do have a little experience to draw on, and you do tend to think, well, what have I seen? I can judge things better now than I used to be able to. My priorities have changed, and I have to accept that, no, I am not the same. And maybe it's a good thing.
No.
I have felt better about myself.
Well, Raquel, you look gorgeous. You're absolutely stunning. Do you work out? Do you spend a lot of time?
Yes, of course, because that's my job. But I don't expect every woman, you know, to kill themselves to look good, because it's not. Why should it be their priority? I'm just saying that as you grow older, instead of looking to avoid, you know, getting older, I think you should find the things that are positive about it, embrace it, and go towards the light. Because it's about learning, it's about understanding, it's about opening other sides of yourself.
You can change things. You can literally, you can
look younger when you're older. You can look back at a picture and say, I actually look better now than I did 10, 15 years ago.
And I think that the reason is because I'm a more full person now. Before I was just a pretty young girl with a good rack. Well, that's the way you would have been described as well.
Well, you know, I think that, you know, I'm almost 70 years old. I'm so sick of saying my age, but it does make me look better. Right now, I'm putting my best face forward for you, Bill, and I'm hoping it's working.
Yeah, but I can tell that you're not, you know, look, you're not the average 70-year-old, all right? You're just not.
I am Raquel Welch. I'm paid to look good.
Yeah, and then you did this thing where you refused to age. Right?
Oh, I haven't really refused to age. I think I've done what I've done kind of gracefully.
You don't hide you're 70, right?
No, I'm not 70. I'm 69, for goodness sake. Neil.
All right, I'm fine.
See, it's that boyish charm.
Well, you are Don Imus's same age, and he looks like he could be your grandfather.
But he's Don Imus, and I'm Raquel Welch.
This cover is so stunning. Tell us about it.
Oh, this particular shot on the cover was taken about a year ago, and it looks actually, you know, pretty much how I look this morning, because I have this wig collection, and I'm wearing actually a wig right now, and it's similar to the one I'm wearing on the cover of the book. And so I kind of wanted to show people that this is the way our wig products look. I mean, I suppose it's kind of commercial and everything, but I think that a lot of women need to have like some kind of, you know, little refuge when their hair isn't cooperating. And I can tell you that I've just, you know, it's just been a godsend for me, because when I get up at 3 a.m. and have to be someplace on camera at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, I need help. So.
Well, Raquel, one thing's for sure, that wig has never been happier and for sure never looked better.
Well, thanks. Thank you.
Her signature wigs are bestsellers around the world.
Off-screen, with more than $500 million in sales, Raquel's signature wig line has proven she has got a head for business, too.
In 1998, Raquel developed a line of wigs and hair extensions for Hair You Wear. Since 2004, and inspired by her sister's battle with ovarian cancer, Raquel and Hair You Wear have donated more than $1 million worth of wigs annually to the American Cancer Society.
You know, I have my Raquel Welch wig collection that is now in its 12th year. And
you wear your own wigs, of course.
Yes.
They look fabulous.
Thank you. And if you have an attitude to go forward and be positive, it changes everything so much. And this is one of the reasons why my association with the American Cancer Society was important to me, because I came to find out that women with cancer who go through the hair loss because of their chemo and all of the medications and things they have to take to fight off the cancer, they start to, you know, their morale is in jeopardy. They start to lose heart. But if they have, when they're losing their hair, a wig to put on, to go out into the world and not feel like an oddball, not feel like they're the center of attention because they look, ooh, you know, funny, to avoid the stares, and also to feel better about themselves, then they don't have to look in the mirror anymore and think, oh, my hair, the cancer is winning. My sister, my beautiful sister, Gail. Hi, Gail. She contracted, you know, this virulent ovarian cancer, and she has licked it. She's finished with it.
You were praying for a miracle, and you got one.
Do you know, I don't know if it was my prayers or her strength and her belief, but I'm just very grateful to say that she is now, those CA 125 levels are just, you know, way down in the toilet. They're not threatening her at all anymore, and she's a survivor. But I did, you know, I was bedside. I was sitting in the waiting room for, you know, literally hours and hours on end, and I just felt, as I was watching her come to, that the essence of Gail, I'm going to get all funny now.
It's okay.
What? I can't talk about it.
You know what, but this is your human side, and so much of your book is about the human side.
Are you Barbara Walters or what?
No, but we forget that stars are human.
Oh, yes, that little thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I just felt that the essence of somebody's being and their spirit doesn't die.
Also have a little news about something with a number. $15 million, I just found out today, is the number of wigs, 15 million wigs we have donated now to the American Cancer Society for women suffering from hair loss.
That's terrific.
And I'm just very proud of that fact because, well, wouldn't you be?
I would. That's beautiful. That's a little more significant than me bragging about 15 years on TV.
Oh, no.
Although
I don't think so.
Not quite. All right.
Single again, Raquel is spending more time with friends and family. Getting older has given her the freedom to be who she really wants to be.
Well, you know, when you get to my age, if you haven't learned something, then what's the point? You know, that's the good thing about getting a little older. You really do start to look at things and make a different assessment. And I think that that's such a valuable, important, and satisfying thing to look forward to. Because it's not just about, okay, you're not a size 2 or 4 anymore. So the things that I can see now that I didn't perceive before because of the experience and because of having a vantage point to look back and see things more clearly. And, you know, I think that getting older is not all that bad, really. And I think that getting older is not all that bad, really.
What I love about you is people think of you and they think sex and this and that and your wig company, which is so extraordinary.
this here is a wig. Nobody knows the diff. And, you know, it's a heck of a lot better than trying to wrangle your own hair for something fun, you know.
I wouldn't want to offend Raquel. She's formidable looking, and there's a rumor that she conceals the dagger in her garter.
Raquel has just celebrated her 75th birthday.
I cannot believe she's 75. She looks like a well-preserved 55.
Looks amazing, right? There's a reason. She lives a very healthy lifestyle.
I hope I look the way she looks, you know, when I'm her age. She looks incredible. She looks better than most people any age.
What's the right amount of sexy?
That's beautiful right there.
Sexy is actually being yourself on purpose.
Really getting deep here. Raquel is not only an icon, but one of the sweetest people I know.
What's great about Raquel is that she's continued her sense of style. She really has a sense of who she is.
I've learned a lot from Raquel about just being professional behind the camera and in front of it, knowing your own style. It's a lot of fun.
What's so great about Raquel is that she transforms herself. She'll go blonde, short, curly, straight, but you still know it's Raquel Welch.
Oh, that was great. Thank you.
Good job.
Well, I guess you could say I've always been outspoken, and now I get to speak out about the things I love most. Fashion, style, and hair trends. As creative director of the finest wig company in the world, I get to share my ideas and vision with all of you amazing women out there. I get to work with a genius design team to create wigs that I like to wear myself. We're creating fashion-forward styles from short to long. Understated, easygoing, always chic, never fussy, with just the right amount of sexy. So now, it's your turn in the spotlight. The news is, I've just been made creative director of the finest wig company in the world, and it's the role of a lifetime. I get to be the beauty editor, style maker, trendsetter, team cheerleader, chief nudge, and I put everything I know about beauty and style and fashion into making every woman look even more beautiful than you already are. This season, the newest looks are updated, not so done classics. Hair with more natural movement and visible texture, and enough style to let you steal any scene. Understated, easygoing, always chic, never fussy, and just the right amount of sexy. So now, it's your turn in the spotlight. Ah, spring. It's a season of delicious possibilities, don't you think? A time to indulge yourself, be spontaneous, and show the world a new side of you. So why not live the dream with a fresh new look that's totally you? Or go for the gold with a totally uptown look. And after all, don't we deserve to swim in luxury? Get your feet wet with this luxurious style. This spring, why not do something daring and have a love affair with your gorgeous, easy-to-wear hair? You know, I wear a lot of hats as creative director, but my goal is always the same: to make your hair work without working so hard. Make it timeless and classic, but keep it new. Make it fun, make it versatile. Now's your chance to make it any way you like it. Finally, for that special occasion when you get dressed to kill, make it modern, make it chic, make it unforgettable. And in other words, make it you.
Isn't it great to have hair that does everything you want it to? In a perfect world, every entrance would be grand. In a perfect world, chocolate would make you skinny. And something would always be sparkling. In a perfect world, all men would be handsome. And all pools would be heated. In a perfect world, love would always be in bloom. And we'd all have the hair we dream of. Well, I'm not sure perfection is possible in the real world, but my new couture hair collection comes pretty close. The effect is lush and sensual. After all, it's 100% real hair. Just heaven.
I thank you for being here. You're real neat, yeah. And
Thank you, so are you.
I hate to say goodnight to you, but if I didn't, it would look funny, too. And it's always nice to be reminded of how much more you are than some people think. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you.
Okay, Raquel. So long. See you next time.
Thank you.
Well, listen, you've been a good sport. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you in Chicago.
Thank you.
You are a multifaceted delight.
Let me tell you, you look great then, you look great now.
Very nice. Welcome, Mom.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully. How about you? I enjoyed your interview.
Oh, with Raquel Welch? Mom,
She's a
is it-
lovely lady.
Yeah, it was like looking in a mirror for me.
More me than you. I'm looking.
Raquel, Beyond the Cleavage, it is a fun book, and you have a remarkable career. The longevity is just beyond the pale.
Well, thank you.
Very good seeing you.
I hope that I do a lot of interesting things in the future. It's a pleasure.
Same here. Raquel Welch. I cannot believe I'm shaking the hand of Raquel Welch.
Would you stop? See, this is...
I have to be still. I have to be calm. We're going to go to commercial break. More after this.
He's just a boy.
It's always great seeing you, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And continued happiness.
Thank you very
Keep
much.
that smile going.
Thank you out there.
Raquel Welch.
Raquel, thank you very much. It's a real pleasure.
Neil.
Have a great time tonight.
Raquel Welch.
I hate to say this, but you were running out of time, and I have to. I know. I wish we had an hour with you. I wish we could just do a whole Raquel Welch hour. I mean, we could show all your clips. We could show you from 20 to 66. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Raquel Welch, you're beautiful as always, and thank you for being here.